Graph a line from standard form. After watching this video, I will be able to graph a line from standard form by finding the x and y intercepts. So what is standard form? When we have an equation, there are different ways to represent the numbers and different ways to write it. When I have ax plus by equal to c, that is standard form. A, B, and C would just be considered numbers. So the key is to have x and y on one side of the equal sign and to have a number on the right side by itself, or vice versa. Key that A and B cannot be the number 0. So examples of something in standard form is 2x plus 4y equal to 8. Notice that the x and y are both on the same side, where the number that's by itself is on the other side of the equal sign. 5x minus 7y equals 12. 3x minus 9y equal to negative 18. So when I have an equation in standard form, the easiest way to come up with points to graph this equation is to find the x and y intercept. Now we need to remember what an x and y intercept means. X-intercept is a point where your graph passes the x-axis. So for example, let's say the x-intercept is 2. This ordered pair would be 2, 0. Let's pretend that the x-intercept was 5. This ordered pair would be 5, 0. Notice that in both cases, the y-coordinate for the x-intercept is 0. So that's what an x-intercept means. It means that the y must equal 0. And the same thing is true for a y-intercept. Let's pretend in this case that the y-intercept was 4. The ordered pair for this point would be 0, 4. Let's pretend the y-intercept was negative 3. The ordered pair for that point would be negative 3. In both cases, the x-coordinate is 0. So when something is a y-intercept, this means that the x must equal 0. So when I have that information is true, I can actually use it and my solving equation skills to solve for an x and y intercept. So in order to find the x-intercept, I'm going to take my original equation, but everywhere I find the letter y, I'm going to replace it with the number 0 because the y must equal 0 for it to be an x-intercept. And then I'm going to solve the equation. So x plus 0 is just x. So in this case, x equals 5. Once you have an x and a y equal to something, we have an ordered pair. So this means that the ordered pair is 5, 0, and that is the point that I would be plotting on my graph. 5, 0 is my x-intercept. Now I have to repeat the process to find a y-intercept. This means that x equals 0, so everywhere I see the letter x in my original equation given to me, that is what the question is asking, I'm going to replace the letter x with 0, and I'm going to keep everything else. And now I'm going to solve for the letter y. 0 plus y is just y equal to 5. And in this case, it's a coincidence that both x and y equals 5 in this case. That is not always going to be true. Now I'm going to write my ordered pair for the y-intercept. The x was 0, but now the y is 5. So my ordered pair is 0, 5, and once you have your 2 points, you may connect them to sketch the line. So you should pause your video, try and see if you can find the x and y intercept on your own for the equation x plus 4y equals negative 4, and then press play to see if your answer is correct. Pause your video now. So first, you want to find the x-intercept by knowing that y equals 0. So you replace y with 0 in the original equation, the one given to you. And then you solve for x. After you solve for x, you want to write your answer as an ordered pair. In this case, the x-intercept would be -4, 0, and that would be the blue point on the graph. Then to find the y-intercept, you want to know that x equals 0, so you replace the letter x with 0 in the original equation and solve for y. Again, you want to write your answer as an ordered pair. So in this case, the y-intercept is 0, -1, which is the purple point on the graph. Once you have your x and y intercept, you can connect the dots to sketch the line of the graph.